Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the DecoNetwork 8 launch webinar, Infinite Design Possibilities. Why do we call it that? Because we're going to talk all about all the great tools we now have for design in DecoNetwork 8, and we can't wait to share everything with you. My name is Eric Campbell. I am the Relationship Manager for DecoNetwork, and you may have heard me before or seen me at the shows, but today I'm going to be here presenting and hosting for this new DecoNetwork 8 launch. And I'd like to introduce you to our Marketing Manager, Victor Marquez.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. And we got some nice stuff, some good DecoNetwork version 8 goodies to show you today. But yeah, thanks again for joining us. And Eric will be guiding you for the next couple minutes.
Happy to do it. So in this session, we're going to talk about the following. Built for decorators. How is DecoNetwork built for decorators in its current state and all the tools that we've built so far? And talking about those tools, we're going to discuss the tools you trust, the tools that are on the back end that make it easier for you to do business with DecoNetwork. Once we get through that, we're going to talk about changing the game, because the stuff that we're bringing out with DecoNetwork version 8 is absolutely a new model for anything that's going on in our space. We're really bringing out something that's going to bring us up to parity with tools in all industries for building websites. After that, I'm going to turn it over to Victor for the DecoNetwork 8 tour. We're going to do live demonstrations. So we're going to show you the system live as it's running. No net, folks. So we're going to be out here running it direct from the system, direct out of DecoNetwork 8, not pre-canned video, showing you exactly how it goes. And then we're going to get right to the launch. So let's go ahead and head on to Built for Decorators. So DecoNetwork, why do we say it's built for decorators? Because we've always been built with the understanding of decoration processes. We've always had our e-commerce and our design tools, and that's really what we were known for. But we know from all of that what it means to be a decorator, what it takes on the floor. We know what it means to need an underbrace for screen printers. We know why stitch count is important to embroiderers. We know how decorators work, because a lot of us are decorators. I was a decorator for many, many years before I came to DecoNetwork, and I'm always here helping to translate and help to foster those relationships between decorators and clients and vendors and the people behind the scenes who build DecoNetwork. But when we started out with that online designer, with that front-end e-commerce tool, we started to realize that decorators were missing things they needed to build their businesses, to run their businesses. And that's why we started building our shop management backend business hub that drives all of what we're going to talk about today. Sometimes the hardest part about the decoration business wasn't decorating. And when we noticed that, we had to build something up to make it easier. Sometimes it's all about managing customers, creating quotes. It's about getting approvals, tracking down items, building websites, dealing with online orders, emailing, updating statuses, getting information to the right people, and making sure it stays up to date. That's what makes our days so cluttered, not just decoration. When we saw decorators struggling to organize their businesses, our first expansion was to develop the suite of tools that we call Business Hub. And those are the tools you trust. So though we're going to get to all the great new stuff version 8 has, we want you to know that the bones that are underneath that, the great foundation that helps you run your business, is present. Business Hub was made to make that happen for you, to have these tools that made every part of the process easier. We'll just skim the surface of this, and you'll see that our focus on making every process it takes to run your shop easier is built in from the ground up. We have quoting and approvals that includes awesome catalog integration with our partners so that there's no searching for information. When you enter something, when you have an item there, all the information comes up with no problems, no guesswork. You don't have to guess on pricing. If you log in with any of our partners that have API access, you get your own pricing in the back end when you're building quotes. There's no guessing, no looking things up, no going anywhere else. And then when you get to the approval stage for quotes, you get clear confirmation because your customers can go online and confirm exactly what you have going on. And if they actually answer to emails instead of logging on, instead of approving that quote online, it still attaches that communication directly to that order. No matter what happens, you're going to have a clear confirmation on quotes and not have to worry about whether or not you're executing on something the customer hasn't really seen or doesn't understand. With purchasing, you'll find that when you're making POs, everything is automatically collected. There's no manual process of splitting up your vendor orders, collecting them into separate entities so you can send them off to a separate party. You don't have to go back to a website and re-enter, because these things are sent directly to your vendor, especially with our top partners that have API access where it sends directly into their systems. There's no re-entry. So you have a direct send from your PO when you want to, when you're ready. And you'd never have to re-enter those orders either in your site or in their website. That making your purchasing process that much easier. Then there's production management. Cloud-based production management. It's easy to follow with production-ready files served directly up by the site. Using that front-end online designer is great, but the best part about it is that once you have your customers allowed to have all that time to play with their designs if they want to, or to do that customization so that they can type in that name and you don't have to retype it or get it wrong, at the end you have production-ready art, even in embroidery, so that you get files you can send direct to machines from the back end. Moreover, you get that well-formatted information that's always current and accessible anywhere because it's cloud-based. And that's just a very small part of what makes Business Hub so powerful. That central, current information where you need it, when you need it. And if you've ever been around us before, you've been to see us at one of the trade shows, you know that this is what we were always trying to do. We started with the website and online designer, and it was good to start. We had great tools, but we also had to build these tools that let your customer do things on their time, to access their quotes and reply. We had to be able to let you sell anywhere 24 hours a day. That was great for the front end, but after that, we had artwork approval, the supplier purchasing to make it so much more easy so there's not all of this re-entry. The production management, so you're not jumping into yet another system to manage your calendar. Then the integrated product catalog information, so that whether you're building a website or you're doing a quote, you're always getting that up-to-date information with those wonderful clear images that allow you not only to do the online decoration, but to see exactly what you're working on, to send those visual quotes, those mock-ups that are made by the system and that let your customer know exactly what they're going to get. And then, of course, the website and online designer. But that's the thing. We noticed that the website and online designer wasn't everything we wanted it to be in the modern age, because we started there, right? But as we started coming into this recent renaissance, when retail starts dropping out and you get more and more online sales, we knew the website and online designer needed an overhaul. These were the key critical points we had to address. The world of online purchasing was moving more and more into the mobile arena, and we know that you need to be where your customers live. These days, that is on their mobile device. There's no way that you can sell online and can't be mobile. You must be able to be on mobile devices, and it has to look good. Also, no matter what that device is, no matter what size it is, if it's a tablet, if it's a phone, if they're on their laptops, they're on any device, we wanted to make it look good and respond correctly. So we have a responsive website. We needed to have something that didn't just resize to preset settings for a few different viewport sizes, window sizes. It needs to be truly responsive across all devices and screens of all sizes so that it always looks good and it looks the way you want it to and functions the way you want it to. Also, we have to remember the decorators, you know. Like me, I'm somebody who really loves to do embroidery. That's what I really love to do always. And admittedly, I did some e-commerce management, but part of that e-commerce stuff was because I was the technical guy in the room. My salespeople weren't ready to build a website. So we knew that we had to make these tools, these new sites, as much as we wanted to be mobile, responsive, and great, and have all these great new tools and new features, they have to be easy to use. So designing and maintaining your sites had to be an easy to use in our tools as they are in any sector for any websites. And that's why we developed DecoNetwork version 8. And this is the thing that I can't wait to show you. We knew that with DecoNetwork 8, we absolutely had to change everything about how our front end functioned. We started over, building an entirely new model based on the best practices in the wider industry. And I, for one, cannot wait to turn this over to Victor, because he's going to show you live just what DecoNetwork 8 has accomplished.
Thank you, Eric. Let me switch it over now to my screen and definitely show you guys what that looks like, what the new online designer can do. So let's launch this t-shirt right into that online designer right now. So let's get things started. And as Eric mentioned, it is a mobile responsive. So even if the window is resized, it does adjust quite nicely. So even if your window on your desktop is a different proportion, it's going to do that resizing automatically. But let's get started and let's take a look at some of the features built in. So you do have several areas through the Online Designer that you can focus on the product. We'll start with the main body area first. Now, let's bring in a design. Now, typically, if somebody wants to upload a design, they can do so. And in this demonstration, we do have several features already enabled. Let's start with DTG. And I'm actually going to bring in this graphic here. It's a PNG file. It's a cat. There's quite a lot of gradients, a lot of colors. So I'm going to bring it in so you can see how that interacts through the Online Designer. Perfect. So as you can see, it does show the full color, full shading. On the top left, you have a quality meter. It's set to green. This is a good quality file, but the file isn't quite to production standards. So there is that automatic artwork fee of $35 that's being applied. You choose what that fee is going to be, of course, and it's to go towards the added expense of the artist recreating that artwork for production. Now, I did want to show also the exact same design, but this time I'm going to bring in that design for screen print. So I do want to highlight how even the same design files, how they're actually treated differently through our Online Designer. So with screen print, there's different properties. We set this particular designer to only allow up to 7 colors. And as you can see, the shadings have actually been compressed. It's actually solid colors now. They're identified here. The 7 colors are listed. The client can also toggle between 1 through 7 colors. So if they want to do a 3-color design, that can happen and it'll compress those colors even further. And if they want to change the color of the graphic, they can click on any of the colors and replace that with another color. So we can actually change that into a different color as well. And once we hit OK, and this is the neat part. If you take a look at the bottom here, we have colors used. It's identifying 3 colors used in this design. Plus, there is a white base fee that's added, and that's actually visible towards the bottom of this screen. Now, if we actually change the garment color itself, let's go with the white color garment. Down at the bottom, it's still saying that we're using 3 colors in this design, but the white base fee is gone. And of course, that does affect pricing. So we toggle back into the header color, 3 colors plus white base is included. Now let's zoom right back in here. And that is the main decoration area, but if we begin to move this to the edges, as you can see, it does a cookie cutter effect. And the production files would be adjusted accordingly based on how this was laid out in the Online Designer. But as you can see as well on the top left, it does give a warning. There's a pink box there that says you have placed the image partially outside of the decoration area and it will be cropped. So it gives the client a warning for that. Some built-in features that we have on here, so you can get your graphic. You can actually center these. So let me just do an offshoots. All right, so let's do centered, horizontally centered. We can also do a vertical center to get it right in the middle. We can also do some rotation. So we can do flip horizontally. So we can toggle between the 2 flips. We can also do flip vertically. So that can be done there too. And also we can do some rotations. Just set that back up. Some other effects that you have built in. We have effects. So there's different hues, different filters you can use through the design itself. And let's actually scale this down just a bit and zoom out. And you are able to still toggle between the different areas. So this is the front area. We have the back area as well. We can apply our own graphics and designs on here. Right sleeve as well as the left sleeve. And with our catalog integration, the images are already included for you. So all of this heavy workload is actually already done for you. You just choose your catalogs and we'll do the rest. We'll set up all the images, the decoration areas, and of course you can edit any of this at any time. So if you do want to limit the areas or if you want to edit the decoration bounding boxes, you can do so as well. Now, some other features that we have on here, I'm just going to delete that main graphic. You can also add your own text. And again, with the same texting features, we can just write in team name right on there. And you actually have slightly different set of tools to adjust text. So let's put that on here. Now, you do have the ability to change fonts, and here's the neat thing, you can actually import your own fonts as well. So you're not going to be limited by the fonts that we already have, and you can import your own. Once you import your own fonts, you can actually assign those fonts per decoration method. So if you have specific fonts you only want to use for embroidery, you can upload those and they'll be there just for embroidery. If you have fonts that you only want for the printing methods, you can assign them to the printing methods. That way you don't have fonts that might not be ideal for embroidery being available to your clients as embroidery fonts. On that note, with embroidery, our system will also digitize the fonts for you for production. So you can upload your fonts, assign them to embroidery, and when your clients use those fonts, we will deliver in a digitized format for you. And we do work with 3 formats. We do export in EXP format, DST, and also EMB formats. You also have the option to adjust colors. And as you can see in here, we have 2 color palettes. You can actually choose your own color palette or import your own color palette. So if you don't want to give the overall freedom for your clients to create their own color from scratch, you can actually lock them down to a palette of your choice. And you can upload multiple palettes as well. In this case, we have the Pantone color palette, and we have a standard color palette. So we can actually toggle between these colors here. Some other features we have on hand. Positioning, very similar to before with the graphics. You can actually make different adjustments, but we also have effects. So with effects, you can actually edit that text, and let's go with an arch. And we can actually make adjustments to that text. Now notice, once again, on the top left, we have a box that says you have placed the image partially outside of the decoration area and it will be cropped. So we don't want that. So let's just bring this back down. Now, it is also mobile responsive. So Eric is actually going to show us what the online designer looks like through a mobile device. And whenever you're ready, Eric, you can definitely take control and show us your view from within your cell phone.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and share my live phone. So you'll see us start to switch here shortly. And what you're not going to believe is we're going to go right from my Android phone directly to the demo. And I mean, this is literally my phone. I'm holding it in my hand, running this webinar for all you people directly off my phone. So this is that same demo site that you saw before. Now, any jumpiness you see, it's not happening live on the phone. Some of that is the webinar compression. So I apologize ahead of time for some of that jumpiness you may have in that demonstration. But honestly, this is exactly how you're going to see it. It's formatted down, and this is on my stock standard Android phone with no other modifications, running on a mobile network, believe it or not. So we're going to go ahead and start designing, and I'm going to show you just a little bit of how it looks to use the same designer on your phone. So this is not something special you have to enable or another tool. This is the same designer, but being the person who I am and doing stitches the way I do, I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit in embroidery. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on that chest area that is very classic for embroidery. We're going to go ahead and add a design, add an embroidery design, and I'm going to go ahead and go to some stock designs. And we'll just check out something. You can upload your own stock. You can upload designs for your own store. But let's just say I like that W there, that fancy W that looks like Preciosa is the font that came from. And you can see this is actually an embroidered file. This is not just a mock-up that looks like embroidery. This is being handled directly from an embroidered file. So when you upload your embroidered files with your colorways, you get an actual mock-up from that embroidery file directly. You don't have to make these mock-ups to get a clear mock-up. You can actually use the direct embroidery file. So you can jump right up, you can select that design, and you'll see immediately, here we are on my mobile, and I'm moving that around. Not only do I have that option, I can get to the same settings that Victor showed. Now it jumps and shows it for the entire screen because it makes it easier for the mobile, so you can see everything and you're not kind of fat fingering tiny little tiny little controls. And me, I'm a big guy, I've got big fingers. It's great that it opens it up for me like that. Let's say I want to rotate that thing 15 degrees. I can say, okay, and here we are. We've got it rotated 15 degrees, move it into place and go back if I don't like that. Set it back to 0. Let's say I want it back straight how it was. Okay, great. So here's my file. The great thing to show is what Victor said earlier. If you're using the embroidery fonts that are built into the system, it does actually generate a direct machine-ready file on the back end. So I'm going to go ahead and drop some text in because I love how this thing works. I'm just going to jump in and say, wow, because, man, that is pretty impressive. Here I am on my mobile running this thing live. I can drop in text, and you'll see briefly, it generates it first. It doesn't look like embroidery, and then, bam, there's stitches. That is actual embroidered stitches. Those are going to come out composited with that stock design directly in your production file. So absolutely, you can get in, do your embroidery work, and it will give you that production file. And this is all on my Android phone right now. If you can see, I'll zoom out. I can pop out of there, and we'll see the entire garment with the production-ready embroidery right where it's going to be, so your customer knows just how things are going to look. The other great thing, once I click buy, it'll tell me, oh, I didn't do my size yet. Well, I'm a pretty big person. Now, this is not exactly a shirt I'd wear every day, but hey, let's just get it in a big size for me anyway. So let's jump on that, say okay, and then I can buy it. Once I buy that item, it goes immediately into my cart. You can see I was already playing around earlier and have another setup just the same. But once you click that again in your cart, you can see that item again. You can edit it, change that decoration if there's something you didn't like. And if you wonder what's in your cart, click that little cart icon directly, right back to the cart. So all of that is capable directly from your mobile. You can do online design, and it's not painful. It's not difficult to do, and the tools are made to be responsive no matter what device you're on. So this finally allows you to be able to do that kind of selling, including the design work on any platform, no matter where your customers spend their time. This is something you're just not going to get anywhere else. And with that, Victor, I'd like to turn it back over to you so you can show them the rest of the awesome features of DecoNetwork 8.
Sure. Thanks, Eric. And I did want to mention that today, more and more shopping, more and more business is done, not just online, but through mobile. So these tools are becoming even more critical. And what you saw right there with the Online Designer, that's out of the box. So you don't have to program anything. You don't have to code anything. You simply just set up your settings in the back end, and the Online Designer is ready for you to use and for your clients to take full advantage of. Now, on that note, the rest of the website, and this is what we're taking a look at now, this is the front end of the website. So through here, this is really the, again, out of the box, this is what you're going to get. It's a beautiful mobile responsive website, same as the Online Designer. And you can actually make edits to this website without any coding, without any really having any technical skill. It's all click and drag functionality and setting up your options. And we're going to actually jump into the website builder and take a look at what that looks like. And this, again, is part of version 8, DecoNetwork version 8's new features, the website builder. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Okay, so we just jumped over into the website builder. And first glance, it looks very similar to the website, and that's because it's the website. This is the same website we were browsing earlier, but as you can see on the far left, you have your menu panel. So you do have the different settings and options here. You can for you to customize the website. But before we dig into those settings, I did want to mention this. Whatever you want to edit or customize, you literally would just have to click on it and make those edits. So again, if you want to change the template and enter your own wording here, you can put in your new text. Oops, here we go, new text right there. In addition, you are able to also customize the link to where this button links out to, so you can link out to any other of your pages. Now, some really neat features on here is that this banner, for example, if you think this banner is too big or if you want something a little bit shorter, you can literally click and drag it to the right size that you want. And again, before, you would have to code this into the website. You would have to know HTML, maybe some CSS, and some occasions even JavaScript, which are really meant for you to build something from scratch. And there's a lot of complexity there if you're trying to code a website from scratch. Now, one of the really great features here is this image. So the image on that banner, if you want to update that, you can do so. And you can upload your own images and it'll be put right in its place for that banner. But this is a really neat feature that we have built in. You can also use the search the web feature that we have. And I'm just going to search for the word shirts. And our search the web feature is actually searching through Unsplash and through Flickr to bring you royalty-free images that you can actually use in your website at no additional cost to you. And you do have quite a lot of content. So I just did a search for the word shirts, and as you can see at the bottom, it looks like you have 110 pages worth of content. So you can definitely browse through this content. Once you find the image that you like, you can literally click on that image, and let's go with this one here and hit OK. And it's going to bring in that image right into your banner. And once again, you can adjust that up or down as needed. Now, some other features I did want to mention. Let me just scroll down just a bit. Similar to the banner, you want to change the text on here, you can do so. You can come edit that text. But let's say you want to include some new content. Well, we do have that panel here ready for you. And we actually have a variety of different pre-designed content that you can actually use, click and drop right into the website and place it where you want it. And let's just explore some of those. So in the panel, we have benefits. So we have different layouts where you can list different types of benefits. You also have text blocks. So you can kind of scroll through here, see what fits the purpose and the need that you're looking for. We also have banners. And again, the banners, you can update the background image, you can update the text, but that layout, that styling is ready to go for you. And let me actually come and start with a benefit. So I'm just going to grab the one listed here at the bottom. I'm going to drop it right in its place. And as you can see, it just populated that section for you. And you can make updates, you can make changes here. But let's say we want to bring in some more. So let's back up here. And by the way, you do have contact us forms, so you can drop that into your contact page, customize it, adjust the look and feel of it. But let's bring in some text. Just going to grab this one. I'm going to bring this down here. And there we go. And again, you can make updates to that text. So my new website. Now, some other features I did want to mention besides this content here, it's widgets. Now, through the widgets section, you have a lot of different categories of different widgets you can drop into your website. So you have the basic widgets, which are the ones listed at the top, which means you can bring in text forms from scratch. You can introduce your own buttons, columns, update page titles, insert dividers. And then also we have, if we keep scrolling down, as you can see, we have quite a list of variety of different widgets. We have list content. So let's go with blank product listing. That means we're going to actually bring in some products onto this page. So we grab this feature here, drop it right in the middle there. There we go. It begins to show our products. And again, these products are the same products you've already enabled previously through selecting which suppliers you're working with, any color, pricing variation, that's all being plugged in automatically. All you would do, and this little box, this little setting box that I have in here, you can come in here, and now you can actually begin to update what type of category of products you want to display. So you can, if you're customizing a very specific page on your website, you can actually tailor the products that are going to be displayed on that page. Also, how many products you want to actually display. It says 4 here, but let's say we want to display 12. So we can update that with the number 12. And now we're going to have 12 products, a list of 12 products displaying at the bottom. Now, let's say you don't like this particular layout. And let's say you want to do something more of a collage. You can actually choose the collage layout. It will automatically reorganize how this content is presented. And you do have quite a variety of different features and quite deep detail that you can actually come in here and customize. So you do have background properties, so you can update the different properties for the backgrounds. Layout properties, so you can choose the width, height, spacing between the images. So you can really get down, really advanced, and again, not having to actually code anything. So let's click OK with that. And this is what we got going here for this page. Another really great widget that I wanted to mention here, and this is something that it's really great. Video. Video is very powerful, and if possible, I always encourage video to be incorporated in your marketing, in your website, because it does retain people, it does get people's attention, and we do have a video widget that you can drop into your website. So let's drop in that video widget right now. All right, so it's blank, it's given us a black screen, but on our workstation here, on our settings, it's asking us for a link. It's empty right now, but luckily we have a video ready to go here, which is Eric. Eric released a video while he was hanging out in Jupiter.
Apparently, yeah. So yeah, this is one of our early creations for the Where's Eric videos, where I do a little bit of talking about important things for decoration business. And we had somebody had a little fun animating me into a tiny spaceman here, because apparently I was into a lot of different places. And there I am yet again, the man in blue. So I'm sure. Thanks, Victor, for showing my lovely, lovely thumbnail there, sir.
Oh, I had to show it. I just had to show it. Okay, so jumping right back into the settings, we know the video we want. We went on YouTube, and you can get the link at the very top at the URL box. Or you can click the share button here on YouTube or wherever your video is located, grab that URL. And now over on DecoNetwork through the website builder, you can paste in that URL. And there we go. We have video on our website, and just like that, within really less than a minute, within seconds. Now in here, you still have some other built-in functionality, some settings. So not only can you adjust the ratio, so if we begin to adjust these ratios, it will actually adjust the video. There we go. Also, you do have some other settings such as autoplay. So if you want the video to automatically play once somebody loads that page, you can tick that checkbox on and it will autoplay each and every time. And it looks like it's autoplaying right now.
Unfortunately, we don't have any checkbox to not make it look like it's me giving you that presentation. But I'm sure that your video will look a little better than me, folks. But everybody likes to see process. They like to see the things you do. They like to see you talk about your business and what you're involved in, and it really humanizes your companies. So I can't be with Victor enough on this. I really encourage you guys to use video. And if you look at the other widgets that he's shown, there's all kinds of options for your social media feeds. So make sure that you're owning that social media by directing it back into your website and cross-pollinating. Once they look at your site and see social media there, they can go back and forth and follow you everywhere. And that's just great marketing. And to be able to do that with a drag and drop widget, you just can't beat it.
Definitely agree with that. And on that note, we do have social media widgets. So if we come on here, so again, the media one, you can bring in your own images, video, you can create your own slideshows, image galleries. We also have social media, so you can plug in your Twitter feed, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. We have quite a lot of features, and again, it's really click and drop. You log into your account, and it begins to set that feed into your website, which means that if you tweet something out, or if you post something on Instagram, you don't have to then backtrack on your website and make updates. The updates are automatically inserted onto your website, and it just keeps the website look fresh. It helps it not go stale. And again, like Eric mentioned, that cross-pollination, you'll get people from your social media coming to the website, and people who only know you through the website also finding you on social media. Now, some other features that we have built in here, and we actually skipped those here, businesses, business features. So you can plug in your logos, login pages, maps, shopping cart, newsletter forms. Actually, let's drop in that newsletter. All right, so it's a newsletter form. You can actually set the settings so that the email, all that content goes to a specific inbox of your choice. And you can actually make changes to that newsletter through the settings. So let me remove this one here for now, since we're not going to actually use newsletters on our website. And this, by the way, it is our website. It's a demo website we were working on earlier. So as long as you want to preview this, you can do so. And you can actually preview this through different devices. So we have mobile device view, which down here at the bottom left, you can actually adjust what that looks like. So before you even go live, you can actually preview this through different mobile devices, different screens. If you want to see what it will look like through a tablet, you can do that in here as well. And anything that you build using the website builder, it will in turn be fully mobile responsive for you. So you can build anything you want on here. It will convert into mobile responsive websites. So when your customers pull that website up through their mobile device, it's going to be very nicely tailored, presented, and on top of that, it has the online designer that's also mobile responsive. So its full functionality is retained regardless how your clients are utilizing the website.
And I want to jump in real quick just to say, number one, I'm such a fan of the ability to do all this editing and previewing on the back end. The other thing people had asked for previously is to be able to do all this work on the website. And as you see on the bottom there, you can save changes. For the first time ever, not only do you get to see it live as you're editing, so it looks like live, it's WYSIWYG. The great thing is it's not actually live. You can save your changes and publish them after. So finally, you can do all that work in the back end. Even let's say you start a site, you have a site working you're happy with, but you want to see some changes, do some changes, and you don't want them to all go live piecemeal. You can do all those changes, save it afterwards, and then publish it later. So that's an awesome feature, especially with that preview, so you don't have to go and make it live just to see what it is. That's why all those tools go together to make that ecosystem. And one other thing, folks, there will be a recording after this ends, and we're going to have that directly on our Facebook. We're actually broadcasting for the first time on Facebook Live, so we're also doing the marketing that we're expecting you guys to do. We're out there on Facebook Live where people are letting them see this now live. It's something we just started doing ourselves, and we're happy to be able to bring this to you. So you'll be able to go to the Facebook page, and you'll absolutely be able to handle that as well. So, and if there's any questions that we don't get answered, we'll answer those personally via text or email. But other than that, I'm answering some of them as we go on the fly while Victor's talking, but we'll have some more that we'll cover for you later.
That's right. And on that note, I do want to give a shout out to everybody on Facebook. Hello, Facebook friends.
Happy to see you there, guys.
Okay. For my portion here with the online designer and the website builder, that's where I wanted to show you guys. And Eric, if you would like to take it away and continue through the presentation.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just finish this up with a little statement for what we're hoping for as far as DecoNetwork 8. I'm really happy that Victor got to show you this stuff because he is really the master of showing us everything that DecoNetwork 8 can do. And with that, what I really want you guys to do is to let us show you how good the future of your business could look. And what I mean by that is that if you haven't been on any of our tours yet before, we actually offer personalized tours. If you guys sign up and you're already in our kind of Facebook chain or email chain, whoever you are right now, if you're watching this, you're someone who's one of our contacts. We really want you to sign up for this stuff. It's not something we're charging for. You come to see us. We have someone give you a tour. Victor's one of the people who's done really great tours with us before. We have Emily and some other folks who have done it for us in our offices, great folks out of our Atlanta office. They give you this personalized tour. You can talk to them directly about your business and the models that are being handled there so that you can see exactly what they can do for your business and the way you work. So those personalized tours, I can't recommend them enough. They absolutely, when people take those tours, we find that they have the best answers. It's great to see this webinar. I love to show you these features. but the personalized tour is really where it's at, because that way you can actually ask questions one-on-one, and we're happy to show you what we can do. So I always like to let Victor kind of show you this stuff. It was so great to see him do this tour for everybody, not just for one person, but the personalized tours, the one-on-ones, will give you all those answers that we can't give you easily here.
Yep. And I do want to add, if you do have questions, I'm sure you do, scheduling a one-on-one tour, very similar to today, but we'll actually tailor the tour to fit your specific needs. So if there's something that you're focused on, specific challenges that you currently have, we'll tailor that tour to really show you how DecoNetwork can help you through those pain points, and how we can actually guide you through the initial setup of that DecoNetwork account. And that all starts with a personalized tour beforehand. So even before you do choose to pull the trigger and get your subscription, you can definitely use us as a resource, and we'll give you a one-on-one tour of the DecoNetwork system.
Absolutely. And before we end here, I'm just going to tell you, thank you all for attending, but this is the big deal here. DecoNetwork 8 is no longer something that we've been waiting for. It's no longer something that's about to launch. It is launched. So as of right now, if you're seeing here, you are on this call with us, you're the first people to hear it from our mouths. DecoNetwork 8 is live. If you go on right now, if you sign up today, from today on, you will have access to all the tools we saw here, and it's not in beta. It's not something that's coming. It's right now. So we are launched. DecoNetwork 8 is go, and we cannot wait to have you guys check it out. So come check it out with us. If you have any other questions, contact us. Either go to DecoNetwork.com. We have a great live chat feature. If you catch us during the hours, we've got live chatters on there. We have people who will stop and talk to you about your needs, help you get set up for tours. You can do that live if you want to, or if you email us at info@DecoNetwork.com, we will absolutely get back to you with any of those questions that you want to talk about. So today was really all about showing you that version 8 stuff, all the new tools, the stuff that we redesigned to give you that mobile responsiveness and all of that ease of use. But if you want to go on and ask individual questions about things like the way that your business runs, different decoration processes, different features that are things we've had in the system before, we're happy to handle that with individual tours and to answer you via any of the ways you can contact us. So get on our Facebook page. Heck, you can contact us on Instagram. I'm one of the folks, Victor and I, we answer those every day. You will be able to get us and get individual answers to your questions. But now that's it. DecoNetwork 8 is launched, and we want to see you on it. So contact us at DecoNetwork.com, email us at info@DecoNetwork.com, or catch us on any of our social feeds, and we are happy to have you there.